Good morning. Today we're talking about hyphenated modifiers. This is a fun way to help a detail stand out in your story. Let's check out some examples. She had a "get out of my way before I run you over" look in her eyes. What word are we describing? We're describing the word look. And how are we describing that? All of the words that we're using with hyphens is called a hyphenated modifier. Get out of my way before I run you over. All of those words are working together to describe the way this girl looks. So hyphenated modifiers, this is like a new way to write a phrase using hyphens, and it causes your reader to sit up and pay attention to something. So think about, what would you like your reader to notice in your story? It can be anything: a color, a way of walking, a pair of shoes, an attitude, hairdo, sound of a voice, a friend, a dog, or any other meaningful thing. If you could describe it with an adjective, then you can describe it with a hyphenated modifier. Any meaningful thing. What noun, person, place, or thing, would you like your reader to pay attention to in your story? Here are more examples. She's got this blonde hair with dark highlights parted in the middle, down past her shoulders and straight as a preacher. She's got big green eyes that all guys admire and all girls envy, and this "I'm so beautiful and I know it" walk. So what noun are we describing with a hyphenated modifier? We're describing the word walk. And all of the words that we're using with a hyphen are working together to describe the way she walks. I'm so beautiful and I know it. The interior walls were green, the curtains were green, the shutters were green, the front door was green, the carpet was green, not a cheery Kelly green or a cool emerald green or even a daring lime green, but a puke your guts out after split pea soup green, accented with khaki trim. The place had a feel of an army field barracks. So this time we're describing the color green. And as we describe it, this is a noun, okay? Anything we can describe with an adjective, we could use a hyphenated modifier. All the words puke your guts out after split pea soup, all of those words are describing the word green. Where is that black, always empty, frustrating, frequently jammed, only useful when you can find it stapler? Does this sound familiar to you? Do you get frustrated about your staplers? We're describing the word stapler, and this time we're using this long phrase to help something that is very ordinary to stand out. Notice that a hyphen goes between each word that's connected and describing the word stapler. Jessica's dress was a deep ocean, sky meets water blue. You know what kind of blue that is, right? So we're describing the color blue. And this time we're using this series of words to help our reader pay attention to the color. Instead of overlooking it, we want it to stand out, be special. Something is unique here, and we want our reader to pay attention. Here's one more example. It was a beautiful welcome home and Merry Christmas tree that made me think of Grandpa. This time, we're describing the word tree. And we want this tree to feel special. And we describe it by saying, it's a beautiful welcome home and Merry Christmas. Tree, that makes me think of Grandpa. Every word that we're using is connected by a hyphen. It's a series of words that we're using to build a new, interesting description of the tree. Okay, now it's your turn. As part of today's e-learning, you will write 5 sentences that you can use hyphenated modifiers with. What can you say that you can include in your story? Write 5 sentences, and when you do this, please highlight your hyphenated modifier, okay? And then underline the word it's modifying. Remember, you can use a hyphenated modifier to describe any meaningful thing that you could describe with an adjective. Any meaningful thing means we are describing a person, place, or thing. We are describing a noun. That noun could be a color, a way of walking, a pair of shoes, an attitude, a hairdo, the sound of a voice, a friend, a dog, or any other meaningful thing you could use with an adjective. What would you like to stand out in your story? What would you like your reader to sit up and pay attention to? Let's keep working through today's details, but if you have questions, be sure to let me know. Thanks, good luck, and I look forward to seeing your stories soon.